for lack of better terms, a little ritual. I know he'll always, when he was working on his albums, he would wear Biggie chain. This Cuban with the Jesus piece. Jay rock that.
Inside sources say Jay-Z beefs up security and threat that retaliation from Beanie Sigel for dropping him from the label.
This was in the newspaper.
It's in the paper. It's public record.
After everything I've done for you, after always having your back, why wipe me out? After everything I've done for you, you gonna sit there with a life raft and watch me drown?
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that case. And there's nothing more to say.
Beanie Sigel just dropped a bombshell, and honey, he's not holding anything back about Jay-Z. We're talking about complete abandonment during what he calls the darkest chapter of his life. You know how Jay always went around preaching about how Roc-a-Fella was supposed to be this big, happy family? All that brotherhood talk? Well, darling, actions speak louder than words, and it seems like Jay's actions have been screaming, me first from day one. But what's got Beanie all fired up now? Let me give you the backstory, because this is juicy. Back in the early 2000s, Beanie was the hottest thing at Roc-a-Fella. He was literally ride or die for the label, defending it through thick and thin. But when he landed in legal trouble and ended up behind bars, crickets from Jay-Z, not a single visit, not one call, nothing. Can you believe it? While Jay was out there building his billion-dollar empire, Beanie was left alone to fight his battles. And here's the tea that's got everyone talking. Fans are starting to see a pattern in Jay's behavior. Remember that recent drama with Diddy and that Jane Doe lawsuit? How Jay suddenly couldn't distance himself fast enough, acting like they were barely acquaintances? Chile, the nerve. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive deep into this mess, from Beanie's fallout to Jay's cutthroat survival tactics.
Boys album. On that Rock Boys album, there's a song, Average Cat.
I ain't your average cat. Yeah.
Was that a Jay-Z diss record?
Come on, man. You know it was.
Let's rewind this story back to where it all began, darling. The late 90s and early 2000s, when Roc-a-Fella Records was everything. Picture this: Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Kareem Biggs Burke running the game like they owned it, which they kind of did. Then enters our boy Beanie Sigel, straight out of Philly, bringing that raw, gritty street energy that Roc-a-Fella was desperately missing. Jay, with his keen eye for talent, snatched him up faster than a sample sale in 1999. And honey, when Beanie dropped The Truth in 2000, iconic. That album had everyone talking, and suddenly, Beanie wasn't just another artist on the roster, he was family. At least, that's what Jay kept telling him.
Came up to the studio, and I stayed in the studio every day for I was driving back and forth from Philly, probably twice a week. I was bringing my bags, underclothes and all that stuff in the bag, in the truck, in the back of the Suburban. I stayed in the studio for 3 weeks straight, you know what I mean, almost a month. A month straight I was in the studio, and that's why I covered the Dynasty album so much, because I was there. And everything Jay was doing, I was right there beside him, and I was writing, you know what I'm saying?
Now get this, Beanie later spilled the tea about how he truly felt back in '98 when he first signed with Roc-a-Fella. Poor thing genuinely believed Jay was the real deal. You know, ride or die through thick and thin, all that good stuff. He thought Jay would have his back no matter what. Oh, sweet summer child.
Roc-a-Fella Records was the only thing that I've ever been a part of that I thought was honest.
This is dope. This is ill. Yeah.
Really me for what it was. I ain't gonna lie, I'm from South Philly, so, you know what I mean? Smile, you know what I mean? Pray next to you, turn around, blow your head off.
You said smile, shake your hand, pray next to you, and blow your head off.
Yeah, all that vicious. That's where I come from.
Yeah.
Kill you, wash your body.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Pray.
Kill your son and fornicate with your daughter. Yeah, that's where I come from. That's the world that I lived in. So me being with Roc-a-Fella, the La Familia, I held on to that. It's like I got something, and you know what I mean? And it's like, and they don't want shit from me. They just want me to do this. This music. They got me. And that's all I ask. You got me. That's where I came from. I never looked at me having a career. I never looked at the business. It was La Familia, La Familia, La Familia. We're a family.
Let me tell you how deep this connection really went. During the early 2000s, Beanie wasn't just another face in the crowd at Roc-a-Fella. He was right there at the top with the likes of Kanye West, Memphis Bleek, and Cam'ron. But honey, he wasn't just dropping hits. He was Jay's right-hand man in these streets, putting in work and defending Roc-a-Fella's name like it was his own child. And can we talk about his business moves? That Roc-a-Fella State Property clothing line? All Beanie's idea. The State Property movie? Again, all him. He wasn't just some rapper. He was literally helping build an empire. But chilly, you know how these stories go. By 2004, things started getting messy. Jay and Dame were fighting over the label's direction like two kids over the last cookie, and poor Beanie was caught right in the middle of it all. He tried staying loyal to both, but when Jay took over Roc-a-Fella as part of that Def Jam deal, suddenly, Beanie might as well have been invisible. Now, here's where it gets really heartbreaking. In 2004, Beanie got hit with those federal charges, and yes, let's keep it real. Our boy wasn't exactly a saint. He was deep in those streets, and this wasn't his first dance with the law.
Right now I'm facing weapons violations, attempted. They try and get a boy 20 to 40 years. They came to me with a deal. Their deal was 18 to 36 years. Of course I turned it down. Thought this was America, people. Guilty until proven innocent, huh?
But listen to this. When Beanie got locked up, expecting his so-called Roc-a-Fella family to show up, especially Jay, child, please. All he got was silence. No Jay at court, no visits, not even a phone call. In later interviews, Beanie said he felt like he'd been thrown away like yesterday's trash during his most vulnerable moment.
So at that time, when, I'm going to court, and we about to be on tour. We on tour. So
A whole nother tour.
Yeah, we on a whole nother tour. So, I'm going for my bail hearing in the feds. And the judge asked Jay, everybody's saying all these good things and all that. The character witnesses, Dame, and, everybody's saying, and even Jay said a whole lot of good things about me, and the judge was going to let me go. Monitor. And she said, would you be willing, and that's the part that people don't have, would you be willing to be responsible for his whereabouts, not be responsible for my actions, just his whereabouts? Would you be willing to do that? Provide us with all the information, saying that he's going to be here, there. And after all that good and he said no. But it was like the way he said it. And he put his head down, he was like, no, I've never been crushed like that ever in my life. Cause I'm like, damn, this is my man, like how you... And I looked at it like, all right, no. Nigga, what if I had to get the f out of there? I'm in jail, I'm still tall, all my but what if I really needed to go? This was going in my mind.
Like, get out of jail, you say?
Bro, I had attempted in the state and the federal charge and all this shit. The 40 years is over. This is what I'm facing, 40 years.
Right.
What if in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, what if I really needed to roll? Be on a run and go. Like, I'm from this my man and I love him. If he skipped that, thinking, no, I'm getting my man, I'm getting him out by any means necessary. So for me to look him in his eyes and I'm shackled around the wrist, ankles and everything, and the man was like, no. Like that fucked me up. It took everything in me not to let him go. Like that took away a lot of shit I thought that we had.
Right.
Like that's big bro.
And now here's the gag. Guess who did show up? Dame Dash. That's right. While Jay was MIA, Dame was right there in court, standing by Beanie's side, showing what real loyalty looks like.
Go up here 5 in the morning, caught a flat.
We caught a flat in Dame's van on the turnpike.
We gotta wait for the spare to come.
We're running a little late. And I gotta get suited up, booted up. And you know, he is our brother, so we will be there to support him. Because at the Rock, we are a family.
Meanwhile, what was Jay doing? Oh, just focused on his own career, dropping the Black Album and planning his retirement, which we all know how that turned out. Can you imagine how that felt for Beanie? After going to war for Roc-a-Fella, this is what he gets? By 2005, Roc-a-Fella was barely recognizable. Jay was living his best life as Def Jam president, while Dame and Biggs went their separate ways. And Beanie, stuck in limbo like a forgotten toy. He managed to drop his third album, The Becoming, that year, and let me tell you, it was fire. Most of it was recorded while he was fighting his case, but did it get the push it deserved? Of course not. Jay, now running things at Roc-a-Fella, couldn't be bothered. The tea gets even hotter. Beanie started hinting in interviews that he was being frozen out. No support, no resources, nothing that Jay had promised him. But wait, it gets worse. Beanie later revealed that Jay actually blocked him from pursuing other opportunities, keeping him tied to Roc-a-Fella while refusing to invest in his career. The audacity! Everything exploded in 2009 when Beanie dropped What You Talking About? I Ain't Your Average Cat, a diss track that had everyone's jaws on the floor. He put everything on blast, how Jay used him for street cred and then tossed him aside like a used tissue when he didn't need him anymore.
So my question is, did Jay really call up them people? Just need to know to add them to the infested extermination list.
Listen, before I even got there to the building, you gotta understand this. It's all documented. This year's Powerhouse, Jay came last year, and the Philadelphia Daily News, the day after the Powerhouse, it had an article. And I didn't even go to the Powerhouse last year. It had an article in it. Inside sources say Jay-Z beefs up security, threat that retaliation from Beanie Sigel for dropping him from the label.
This was in the newspaper.
It's in the paper. It's public record. Mm-hmm. It's $20. You can search it and find it. Mm-hmm. It's public record. That was last year. So when I'm reading this, like, damn, what the f? You know what I mean? Inside sources say.
Right.
Where that come from? I ain't never see the Powerhouse where they got boot cops walking around with K9s and all that. Go on the internet, Google it. Bernard Hopkins was there. I didn't even know Bernard was there.
Right.
Go to allhiphop.com. He confirms it.
So there you are, just like the song says.
Yeah, because what happened was, I stood right in and because they made sweeps. When I came in the building, and people was going in the back and all that where the dressing rooms was at. We was standing in the back, me and my peoples or whatever. Bleak come out with 5 bodyguards. What's up, C? No, what's going on? Damn, what's up? What you doing? Who back there, Jay? Come on, let's go back there. And you keep on moving the conversation and you don't want to go back there. Your bodyguard's there and I don't got no, you know what I mean, to pass. He was like, man, you need to come holler at the big hunk. Man, dude, don't with me. I ain't going back there. And that's what I told him. Big homie, don't with me.
And Jay's response? Chili, please. He just gave these vague answers in interviews, trying to brush it off like it was nothing and claiming Beanie needed to take accountability for his own mistakes. The nerve of this man.
Well, Beanie Sigel is complaining a lot these days.
You know, he has a lot to complain about.
I know.
Not me.
Well, actually, this morning I just got a brand new interview. It's half an hour long, and he's talking basically about you, about the company, about basically how you didn't push him as much as, let's say, 50 Cent push some of his boys. How do you feel about that?
Well, Beanie Sigel at the time, and you can look it up if you like, just to be honest, was driving 2 Bentleys. I don't know how. It's impossible to drive 2 cars at one time. With his mama in the sticks and selling 800,000 records, I don't know what more can you do for somebody, at that point. What people choose to do when they attain that type of a success, at some point you have to look in the mirror and look at yourself. Beanie Sigel had a record deal, a record label, and a clothing line. It never went platinum, ever. I don't know, in the history of rap, has anyone done so much with so little? So I don't I don't even know what more can you do for a person at that point. A record deal, that's normal. A record label and a clothing line. So if that's not pushing the person, I mean.
But here's the real tea. Beanie's story isn't some isolated incident. Look at Jay's track record with relationships. Dame Dash, Kanye West, Memphis Bleak, they've all got similar stories to tell. And now this mess with Diddy? After being named in that lawsuit, Jay's suddenly acting like they were never even friends. But honey, the receipts don't lie. There are videos everywhere of them talking about how close they are, with Diddy calling Jay extended family.
Hits. This is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs. Whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call. It's my strategist right here. This is my brother. It's B.I.G's brother. Yes, sir. It's Brooklyn's own Brooklyn.
And get this scandal? Remember when Diddy spilled that Jay actually skipped his own daughter Blue Ivy's recital to perform at Bad Boy's 20th anniversary celebration? But now he's out here acting like they were never close? Make it make sense.
Man, your homie was doing a lot of things, man. Most importantly, you know, he had a recital that he has to be at the blue. But I reached out to him, and I told him that this right here was important. Bad Boy celebrating 20 years of hits. And this is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs.
The plot thickens. During Diddy's 2023 carpool karaoke with James Corden, he straight up said Jay-Z was one of the only people besides his mom who gets to call him by his real name. That's not just friendship, that's family.
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside
should be,
of family.
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay, just
they should be calling me. Yeah, they should be calling me Sean.
And Diddy wasn't shy about name-dropping Jay in interviews either. Right before Cassie's lawsuit dropped in November 2023, Diddy received that BET Lifetime Achievement Award, and guess who recorded this heartfelt tribute? Jay-Z himself. It's like Diddy was making sure everyone saw their tight bond before everything hit the fan. What's really raising eyebrows is that Jay even agreed to do that tribute in the first place. With all his connections, people are saying there's no way he didn't know about Cassie's lawsuit coming. So for him to turn around now and act like they weren't even friends, Chile, the streets are giving him the biggest side eye. Even Tony Yayo jumped in during a Vlad TV interview, saying how wild it is to see Jay-Z pretending he and Diddy weren't tight when there's so much evidence proving otherwise.
Jay is saying, yo, this is not my man, which is kind of weird.
Right, they're saying they don't have a close
you see him at mad parties together, but you look at it, right? Really think about it. Did he only go to them, to what's that? He have his brunch, he be having, right?
The Roc Nation brunch.
Did he go to that? You see Diddy go to that?
Yeah.
And Jay, and then Diddy will have an all-white party and Jay go to that.
Jay goes to that.
So it's like the same parties they go to.
Now Jay's defenders are out here saying he did what he had to do, that it's not his job to bail out grown men or keep them out of trouble. But honey, let's be real, this isn't just about Beanie anymore. Jay's got a long history of leaving people in the dust. From Big L and Jazzo to Dame Dash and Kanye West, they all thought Jay was genuine, only to end up feeling used and discarded when he moved on. Remember when Kanye called Jay out for being condescending? Looking at the pattern now, it all makes sense. Let's keep it 100. Nobody becomes a billionaire by playing nice. Sure, Jay's lack of loyalty might make him look shady, but it's not illegal. The real question is, are people right to call Jay out for these cold-blooded business moves? What do you think about this mess with Beanie and Jay? Is Beanie justified in feeling betrayed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to catch our next video, because honey, this tea is just getting started. He is just